Good morning, everybody. Today, the topic for discussion is the holistic perception of harmony in existence. So, what we are talking about, all the previous sessions, we were talking about harmony, that is happiness, which is an indicator that we should have understood to live in harmony, and we should have understood the harmony at all the four levels in the sense we are talking about the individual, family, society, and nature. So unhappiness is not understanding harmony and not living in harmony at all the four levels. So our role as a human is to make some effort for excellence in understanding continuous harmony and to live in harmony, and we are working for continuous happiness within ourselves, in the family, in the society, and in the nature. So human being has two important things to do: to understand the coexistence, to live in coexistence. How to understand? For that, which helps us to understand the coexistence. So the entry thing, that is, we should gain knowledge. We should have some knowledge to understand the coexistence and to ensure the feeling, the thought of coexistence, like we should have some resolution. We should have resolution to live in coexistence, that is living in coexistence with human beings, that is family to world, to live in coexistence in nature, family order to world family order. For these two, that is, we think of undivided society, and we should have knowledge of universal human order. So if we think about that only, we as a human being can live in coexistence with our family, with our society, and with our nature. Yes. So now, by understanding the coexistence, we are referring to the self awakening to the activities of contemplation, understanding, and realization. So, before discussing about contemplation, understanding, and realization, we'll talk about the deluded self. That is, how a deluded self will appear. What is the power of it? It has three things: desire, thought, and expectation. Dynamic activity is imaging, analyzing, and selecting, and the state activity is comparing and tasting. So, the deluded self works on imagination. So imagination, how we are going to imagine? On the basis of sensation and preconditioning. So imagine is done by preconditioning, selecting is done by sensation. So we have to correctly predict all these three things by natural acceptance. That is, self verification should be done on the basis of natural acceptance. See, unguided senses, unguided health, unguided profit always leads to preconditioning thought, which is not a good one. So, before analyzing the problem, we keep on preconditioning. We have some preconditioning in ourselves which will not make us to reach a correct destination. So, natural acceptance is the correct destination where it can be achieved by self verification. In the same way, unguided sensation, that is, due to sensations we lose our self. We will think that only sensation can satisfy our self. So this type of self is called as deluded self. So preconditioning and sensation will contribute to deluded self. Only self verification by natural acceptance can reach us to natural acceptance. Now we will talk about the pure self, which imagination or where imagination is on the basis of realization, understanding and contemplation. Now we'll talk about what is realization, what is understanding and what is contemplation. So realization is of existence as coexistence. So all these together are called as knowledge. That is contemplation, understanding and realization is called as knowledge. Now let us see what is understanding. So understanding is about harmony in the entire nature. Now what is contemplation? Contemplation is about participation in the larger order, about relationship with every unit in existence. So we should not think that we are the superior. We should have a correct relationship even with smaller unit in the nature. So these three together, that is realization, understanding and contemplation, these three together we will call it as knowledge. So all these three activities are labeled as block B1. It is indicated as B1. The clarity about the coexistence, harmony and relationship now guides our desire, and thus all the activities of imagination, that is desire, thought and expectation. Thus the activities are labeled as B2. Yes, so these three things, realization, understanding and contemplation, that is, it is leading to coexistence, harmony in nature and participation. Now guides our desire and thus all the activities of imagination, that is desire, thought and expectation, all the activities are guided by the activities of B1. This is guided by our B1. So for us to desire, have a correct desire, thought and expectation, our coexistence, harmony in nature and participation in relationship plays a major role. If that happens, all our desire, thoughts and expectations are in line with coexistence, harmony and relationship. So such guided imagination is called as resolution. Such guided relationship or imagination is called as resolution. The imagination is then always with the feeling of love and compassion. So the self is in the state of harmony within and therefore in a state of continuous happiness. So this is what we all aspire for. So if we have a correct coexistence, correct harmony in nature and a good relationship, that will make us to make good desire, thought and expectation. So and obviously we will be guided by good senses and good sensation, which is very important for the pure self to be in coexistence with each and every unit that is present in the nature, and it also helps us to be in continuous happiness, for which we all are aspiring for. So I hope it is clear. We will discuss the remaining topics in the next class. Thank you.